What up, you guys? Jermaine here with Memories Amusement. Today I'm doing a section of Know Your Knotts called Know Your Knotts Scary Farm. Behind me, you see we got the big skeletons in celebration of the haunt season. So, what is Knott Scary Farm? You know, I love history. I love talking about history, especially theme park history. So, why not delve into what Knott Scary Farm is and how it started? So, you guys follow me in this adventure. This is Jermaine. Know Your Knotts, Know Your Knott Scary Farm. Check this out. Okay, so you got to picture this. Knott's Scary Farm was not the size that it is now in 2021. It was a lot smaller. And one of the main attractions, actually the main attraction for Knott's Scary Farm was Ghost Town. So in 1972, Gary Blair, who was the producer and kind of like the manager of a stage character named Seymour. Now Seymour was kind of like the original Elvira, the macabre, he would present videos on local TV. Here it was Channel 5, I believe, or Channel 9 and then Channel 5. He would play like B or actually like D-rated horror stuff. And they brought the idea to the Knotts family in 1972 about bringing a celebration of Halloween to Knott's Berry Farm. But unfortunately, that year, because it was so short, it was in September, they said maybe next year. So now let's fast forward to 1973. Larry Vincent, who played Seymour, got more popularity because, there was another year behind his belt. So they brought it to the Knotts family, and they were kind of like on the fence about it. They weren't sure, they weren't very receptive to it. Most of the family members were, but however, there is a legend, and the legend's actually kind of cool. Legend has it, Walter Knott was walking around, and he literally sat in between these two guys right here. So the legend goes, Knott sat right here, right on this bench, between these two gentlemen, and was looking up and down Ghost Town, and just kind of like soaking it in. And then what he did was very unconventional for Walter Knott, because it was kind of like a conglomerate family organization. He kiboshed it and said, I want a party, and I want a party here. Now this is legend, that's not verbatim, but at the same time, it's cool if that's exactly what he said. So at that point, Knott's Scary Farm in 1973 was about to start, and Walter Knott was the one guy that said yes. So Gary Blair and Richard Vincent had an idea of just doing a stage show. Walter Knott actually, because of the way Ghost Town looked, started coming up with other ideas. So the way I picture it, right after Walter Knott got off of those guys with the idea of haunt, he turned around and started coming up with ideas in his head on what we could do, or what he could do, what the family could do, what this event could be. And just like that, Knott's Scary Farm was created. You see up here like the netting and stuff, that was actually pretty much a tradition from day one. Now day one was a lot different, because day one, there wasn't really a lot of scare actors outside. They were actually in the buildings, like the sheriff's office, these peek-ins, and they were inside scaring people. Now supposedly, because it's something new and it's something different, a lot of people actually fainted. Now, imagine those people in the 70s that came here to 2021 and experienced what Scary Farm is like now. They would probably, not to be mean, pass out, because I'm pretty sure there's people that pass out here too. But you guys, that is the origination of Knott's Scary Farm. It all started with 3 men and an idea of having people in here. In the assay's office, in Hopwing Lee's laundry. So, and there were just people coming out to scare you. So yes, you guys, this is the original Scary Farm itself. It was only congregated to this one section for years. And actually for almost a decade, it was just in Ghost Town. They had the Ghost Town, they had the Birdcage Theater, and the Calico Stage, where they had the hanging. Now the hanging, we'll get into the hanging right now. So as I mentioned before, there was a thing called the hanging. The hanging was at the Calico Stage, and it's right here, right at the other Calico. And it was actually a very funny show, because it was kind of like, actually it wasn't funny in the beginning. It was actually very scary in the beginning. It was actually like the supposedly a real witch was in the town, and they had to get her. They basically lynched her and hung her. And then eventually it got into like more pyrotechnics, and where the witch would get hung, but then there was an explosion, and then a dove would fly out, and then she would be on top of a building saying, I'll come back later. So that was kind of really deep and dark. And then eventually in the 90s, what they decided to do, they started doing pop icons. And that was kind of cool, because everyone was fair game. It was more of a pop icon make fun of celebration. So it was just funny. And every year they would hang the most annoying pop icon. It could be from music, from movies, from TV, from reality, you name it. So unfortunately though, this year there is no hanging. The rumor has it that we were going to hang this thing called COVID, because let's face it, COVID was a pain in the butt for 2020, and that would have been the great thing to hang. But unfortunately the hanging is not happening. Sorry, you know, maybe next year, or at least for the 30th. Hopefully, let's hope for the 30th. Okay, a cool thing that happens when I'm doing these things is that people kind of come up to me and say, hey, what are you doing? What are you talking about? And I kind of tell them my boring story about liking history and stuff. And fortunately, there's still youth that like history. Let me introduce you to two. Hold on, please. All right, so here I got Alicia and Jason. What's going on, guys?
Hi.
Okay, so you guys saw me talking about Knott's Scary Farm and Knott's Berry Farm kind of in general. Any random questions you guys have or anything you guys want to share about this place?
No, not really. It's on school days, it's really empty.
On school days, it's really empty. That's very true. Okay, have you guys gone to Knott's Scary Farm yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, and what'd you guys think?
It was pretty cool. I liked it.
It was pretty cool?
Yeah.
What was your guys' favorite maze?
Probably the paranormal one, just because like I'm really scared of paranormal. So,
Okay.
like, that's what really scared me the most.
Nice. What about you, Jason?
Honestly, I went a few years ago and I don't remember any of the names.
You don't remember anything? Oh, so you haven't been this year?
No, I haven't. I went like a couple years back.
Oh, okay, but you've been here this year.
No.
Oh, you haven't been there yet? Oh, you guys.
I just remember.
Oh, you guys remember. Okay, so let me tell you guys this. You guys need to come to Scary Farm this year. It is amazing. The mazes are awesome. The scare actors are the scariest part for me is Ghost Town. Just walking up and down Ghost Town because you guys can't see anybody. They're coming out and grabbing you guys. But yeah, I recommend that you guys come and check out Scary Farm because it's something you're not going to forget. So you guys, thank you for the interest. Thank you guys for saying hi. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for the like and the follow, you know. And stay out of trouble. You know, don't be those kids that fight here at Knott's Scary Farm. I tell everyone all the time, like, don't be those guys that ruins it for yourself and it's for everybody else, you know.
Yeah.
So, and I do recommend coming to check out Knott's Scary Farm because it's awesome and you guys won't forget it and you guys won't regret it. Trust me. Guys, thank you guys for saying hi. Enjoy the rest of your day and I'll see you guys soon.
Alright, you too.
Yeah, that was awesome. I got to share some knowledge to kids that had no idea. Are they going to remember it? Who knows? But at the same time, I feel important because I shared something with them that they seemed interested in. So awesome. And things like that is just going to continue people loving theme parks, loving the history of theme parks, you know, loving just how things come about. So that made me feel good, and hopefully they'll be able to share that with their friends. Anywho, let's go to the next destination on one of the classic haunt places. So a pivotal part of Knott's Scary Farm has always been the stage show over at the what is now the Walter Knott Theater. It used to be the Charles M. Schulz Theater. It used to be the John Wayne Theater. So right over here, check it out. It's in Charleston Circle, right there, the Walter Knott Theater. Now, every haunt there is a stage show. This year they have a thing called Puppet Up, which is a uncensored kind of Muppets show. It's pretty funny. It's actually very funny. But throughout the histories, they've had a lot of entertainers. Now, Seymour, he was here from 1973 until 1974, which was the first 2 years of haunt. Unfortunately, Seymour passed away in 1975. He was only able to do the first 2 seasons of haunt. After that, they got local radio host Wolfman Jack, who had a little stage show of his own, and he actually performed here for quite a few years. Wolfman Jack was a staple as well because he kind of had that whole Wolfman, that whole party atmosphere, and it was a party, trust me. So he had like a Halloween party with starring Wolfman Jack where he would sing disco and do a bunch of other things like that, which is actually pretty cool. And one of the cool things was, hey, look at, hey there, I salute you too, sir. Thank you for the dance. And one of the cool things also is Elvira actually had her show here for quite a bit too. I remember coming on haunt with Elvira, and then after Elvira there's a guy named Ed Alonzo who was a comedian slash magician, and that was a really cool show too. So as you can see, you guys, there's been a lot of things here. Charles M. Schulz Theater hosted quite a bit. Cassandra Peterson, who is Elvira, you know, Ed Alonzo, Brian Hansen's Puppet Up. You know, they had the Seymour show, the Wolfman Jack show. Very historic building with a lot of historic performances, especially when it comes to the haunt season. About 10 years after haunt started, they added one more area. Let's go check that area out. And it's kind of funny because you're not going to believe what it is. As I'm heading to the final destination of the original kind of haunt attractions, we have Main Street in Ghost Town. We have the Charles M. Schultz Theater, or the Walter Knott Theater. We have the Calico Stage right behind me, and then we have one other place. Now this place came in the 80s, mid 80s, and it was kind of a surprise because Knott's only kind of concentrated its scariness to Ghost Town and a little bit of Charleston Circle, but this changed the game. Let me show you where we're going. Okay, so as I make my way back to one of the, I'm gonna say, original haunt attractions that morphed into what it is today, I'm going back through Ghost Town. I just love going through Ghost Town, even when it's not haunt season, because it's just so iconic and it's so beautiful and it's so just Knott's Berry Farm. It's awesome. Now I'll give you guys a little bit of some quick facts while we're walking to our next destination. So in 1975, Knott's Berry Farm did their first maze. It's called 10 Chilling Chambers, a Maze, Bewilder and Bewitched. So what happened was they made the maze to see what the reaction was, and the reaction was great. So they started building mazes more and more. This year in 2021, I believe there's 8 mazes, and I have been able to go through all of them. They are freaking amazing. So we're heading to the last destination of our little history of Knott's Scary Farm. You know, know you're not Scary Farm. Whoa, thriller! That thrilled me. Okay, this is the final location, you guys. So you're not gonna believe it, but here it is. Camp Snoopy. Yes, Camp Snoopy, back in the early 80s, was transformed into a thing called the Gauntlet. And basically what it was nothing but fog, nothing but scary, nothing but kooky, and monsters coming and jumping out at you. It was freaking crazy. Guess what? It's still that way today, but it's not called the Gauntlet. It's actually called the Hallows now. So it's actually a themed area of, well, it was themed back then too. It was called the Gauntlet. So it was basically the Gauntlet, and then Main Street, Fiesta Village a little bit, but now it's a whole different story. This whole park has scare actors, has mazes, has just all the kooky, spooky things you can think of when it comes to a haunt. It's honestly crazy to see the evolution of Knott's Berry Farm to Knott's Scary Farm to the haunt back to Knott's Scary Farm since 1973. Crazy part about Camp Snoopy is during the day, it's a beautiful place. There is nothing crazy. It's a bunch of kids, a bunch of families, you know, people having a good time. But then at night, it transforms into a whole different beast, into something that even I'm afraid to walk through sometimes. So that's the crazy part about Knott's, is they can transform from a family-friendly atmosphere to at night, an atmosphere that's actually, at a night, to an atmosphere that makes me scream while I'm walking through here. So kudos to you for doing that, Knott's. Okay, now mind you, the history of Knott's Scary Farm wasn't as simple as I explained it, but I try to give you guys the cliff notes of it, you guys. So thanks to the original, I believe there's original 9 scare actors. Now there's hundreds. Production assistants, writers, directors. There is so much that goes on with Knott's Scary Farm, guys. Such an evolution from 1972. So once again, you guys, I hope you guys like this. I love doing this, and I hope you guys enjoy the haunt season. If you haven't checked out Knott's Scary Farm, check it out. I guarantee you're gonna like it, you guys. So you guys, this is Jermaine, Memories Amusement. No, you're not. No, you're not Scary Farm. You guys have a good one, and we'll see you on the next one.